What's one thing that you say is a must when it comes to building a family?
Communication is number one.
Discipline is very important too.
Also that.
Yeah, people's emotions, they get out of the way. That used to be my answer all the time for years and years, communication. But now that I think about it, discipline is actually important, arguably more so important than communication, because when you're in your feelings, that's when people's emotions can get in the way and suddenly couples like don't get along. And if you have the discipline to control your thoughts and your emotions and your anger, I feel like that's gonna be able to make communication easier.
Yes, self-control, and sometimes it's better to be silent and quiet. Don't say something in a moment, because most of the things when you are mad and things like that, if you say something, that is something that you truly don't think, that just jumps from your mouth, and later on because of this.
He's referring to me because I had moments of pregnancy where I was like very fiery and angry because he would do or say something and then it would set me off. And I've never, like, when it comes to him, like in public, I'm very good at like restraining myself and controlling myself. I have discipline in that regard. But when it comes to him, he's my safe space. So like, especially in pregnancy, your hormones kind of get out of control, and I'm already very direct and firm with him. But like, he would make a comment or say something under his breath and I would go on fire. I would go off the rails. He's referring to me. He just won't say that's what it is. See, that's what I mean about you not being direct.
No,
I know it was me.
Also for myself. I'm saying.
See?
No, I'm saying also generally. You know what I mean? That is how it is.
I know you mean me. It's okay.
I'm saying stuff how it is. Understand?
What's one really big regret that you have?
One big regret in my life what I have is, for example, I was going out too much. Understand me? I didn't care too much about school and things like that. That is my biggest regret.
Next topic. What was the hardest thing about our process, how we met?
The hardest process was the distance. That was the hardest process.
Actually, I think for me it wasn't even the distance, because it gave me an excuse to travel. So I wouldn't say that. I think the hardest thing was like people talking, people's input. I think is the hardest thing.
For me,
because not everybody in my family was like okay with it.
They wasn't okay with that because honestly, the truth is because 100% of the stuff what you arrange is you. Understand me? Because of that, Because of that, they was against that because they think man needs to provide everything for the family and for the wife and things like that. But now things are changing.
And it wasn't even like normally that. It was one family member had a problem with it, but in his case, people just didn't believe him. They didn't think it was like happening or real, I guess. Yeah, he lives in a small community. It's not something that actually normally happens.
They wasn't believing that. You know why? Because one situation is for sure. Because here, honestly, when you look the stuff, you have lots of handsome guys, and don't tell me what you can find for yourself and things like that. But I
thought it was just the fact that nobody in your community was doing that, like meeting people long distance. That's what I thought it was.
Because how you say, no one didn't believe because it is far away, Canada, and you are pretty lady, do you understand me? And you decided you decided to come in Bosnia from far away, Canada, understand me? But you didn't decide that overnight. We were speaking a long time. We spend hours and hours conversation through WhatsApp, to understand me. You know what I mean?
Toronto's a place where the mentality is very different when it comes to meeting people. A lot of people aren't serious because they have so many options. And I wanted somebody who was a little bit more like old-fashioned in terms of like the way of thinking.
I think the most thing what attracts her is how you say, look for the family. I told her I want to have family, I want to be happy with you, and that's my point. It's not like a one night thing, understanding that you have.
Yeah, that's true. That's the difference. There's lots of women that I know that are looking for that family man, family life. And the problem is men in the city have too many options, so they play around. And it takes too long to figure out their intentions and stuff like that. And they'll very easily lie to you and tell you that they're looking for a family and stuff. But then the next thing you know, suddenly they just move on to the next person. Like they wasted time toying around with you. But the thing is, the mentality from where he's from, they don't act like that. Like they're very family oriented.
Also, how you say, that is for the people who are not really in religion, and because of that, child rate is going down, you know. People need to believe the child is real, something special what God give you as a gift. So now I know that you are carrying my first child, understand me, and I'm very happy because of that, understand me. You are bringing me the biggest gift of love in this world. So I can never say thank you for that, understand me. You are carrying 9 months, beautiful princess. How I'm calling her, Princess Donut. I'm saying Princess Donut, my beautiful love. And that's the case.
You need a new name. I don't like that name.
I'm just saying, of course, that she's gonna have 100 names. You know me that I'm giving names just like that. I just can say one thing. My goal was to have family, to find good girl, to woman, to have with her family, and that's it.
What's something that you like about the African culture?
About African culture, I say Africans are really fun people, and I like how they are, open and direct. Africans are really open.
We're very direct. He says he likes that we're open and direct, but no, half of the arguments we get into is because I'm so direct. He's not used to it.
Yes, sometimes you are too direct, don't tell me, but...
There's no such thing as being too direct. That's how you avoid communication issues. Because if you know already from the get-go what somebody wants and what they expect, it makes it easier. There's no, like, guessing.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to solve all the things between each other directly and right away, understand me? Because that is something which is good in African culture, that you don't have those things behind, understand?
Yeah,
walls,
everything's in your face, yeah.
and then stay that behind the walls, and then you keep that after half year, 1 year, and then you say that to the person.
You guys will see when we hang out with my siblings. He had to get used to that whole direct thing because my siblings are the same. Like most of them are younger than me, and it's the same thing. They're very direct with how they feel. It's something that he has to get used to. I find with Bosnian culture, like, people are direct, but not when it comes to personal feelings. It's kind of weird. I don't know how to say it. Like,
but we are direct.
if someone, no, not like you're direct. You're direct in everything else except for personal feelings. If you guys understand what I mean.
Bosnian people are, how you say, always.
Like, here, I'll give you an example. If someone in your family did something and it really bothered you, you guys will talk to everybody in the family but that person. Like, you'll vent about it. But like, say if we're going somewhere and you don't agree with something, you'll tell the person. But it's like personal wise within the family. It's almost like they're afraid of hurting people's feelings. I can't describe it. Like, you guys must know what I mean.
Yeah, but those things are also changing. People are direct, and they are saying things.
I don't feel you guys are that direct, to be honest. Even with you, for example, like, if you do something that bothers me, I tell you right away. There's no guessing. But then if, like, say sometimes my tone is too strong or something, it takes you so long before you tell me that's the problem. You'll pout and sit in a corner. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you agree that's what happens most of the time?
Well, I'm telling you now, right away, what's happening.
No, you'll tell me, but it won't even be right away. You'll wait till so long after it happens, and then you'll say what was wrong.
Yes. Now the baby is coming, so we are trying to solve all our things between each other so that we can be emotionally very in good terms when baby comes, so that we can give her all the possible love that we have, understand me? And that's the main thing, which is good, understand me? I totally agree with that. We need to say to each other everything what we think and to solve all the mysteries between each other. You know what I mean?
Okay, does it worry you that sometimes I can be strong-toned and it might hurt our kids sometimes because I don't hold back when I feel a certain way?
Listen to me. You can't be all the time good to the kids. Sometimes when you see they are making mistake and when they are not behaving how they should behave, your tone of voice must be higher. That's totally okay, understand? Kids need to see good and bad side, because they need to have discipline.
It's not just about the discipline too. It's like when they interact with people out in public, like if you're soft with them all the time, when they meet other personalities, these kids will not have the backbone to stand up for themselves, or everything's going to be shocking for them. They're not going to have the backbone to defend themselves. And I know as a parent, you want to be there for your kid all the time, and it's not always going to be possible.
Yes, I agree. You see, we have things where we are agree. It's not like that all the things disagree, you know. But it's very important to give kids discipline because they need to learn how to behave.
Yeah. A lot of kids growing up these days like don't have discipline. It's really scary to see.
Oh, Papa, I don't want to have kids who's gonna jump on my head or your head. Understand me?
Yeah, but and okay, so this is actually another thing we were having trouble deciding, because I like the idea of homeschooling, but I don't know if it's going to be possible. That's the only thing. Because kids get influenced so heavily by what they learn at school. So this is kind of like an important conversation you need to have before you have kids or when the kid is coming, because I'm just in this mode where I'm just like, you know, okay, daycare is fine, preschool is fine, but like when they get to that age where, because kids are so exposed now to technology and what they see online, because parents are just throwing iPads in their kids' faces all the time. And so they're learning things that they shouldn't be learning at certain ages. And obviously these things that they learn, they're showing to their peers. We've all been in school. We know this happens. I'm willing to bet 50% of the stuff you knew was because your friends found something online and told you about it. And I don't want my kids learning so many stuff that way. So it's gotten worse now these days, the kind of things they're teaching kids in school and exposing them to. So I'm just trying to figure out, can we homeschool them or not? Like, I don't know. I'm still confused about that.
Those fears are totally fine, what you having in your mind, understand me? I totally agree with you. But also we're gonna teach our kid to recognize
but just because you teach
what is bad.
But just because you teach your kid something doesn't mean they're gonna listen to you, though.
Yeah, but you can't always, I would say, remote control your kid. Of course, when kid become a teenager, it's gonna do a lot of things that you disagree with that, you know. That's totally fine. I'm aware of that, understand me? So because of that, we're gonna put true values in a kid so the kid can recognize what is good or what is bad. And that's gonna be easy because we're gonna support her with the wind of love, you know. That is very important. When you have wind of love in your back, your life is much easier than as you can think, you know. And you know that also, what I wanna say.
So what's one thing that you do that annoys me a lot?
Well, when I'm repeating stuff, when I say something now and then after that, after 20 minutes, I say that again and things like that. That annoys her a lot, you know. Also annoys her a lot when I'm lazy to do some stuff which are important for me and for us, understand me?
And why do you repeat yourself all the time?
Well, I'm repeating myself all the time because probably in that moment I don't have nothing else clever to say, understand me? Because of that, I'm repeating myself.
Once the baby is born, what's one of the fears that you have? Like,
well, I don't have any fears. I only have a big excitement, understand me, and that's it. I just want all the best for the kid. My fears is just to not attract negativity to my kid. All what is negative to go far away from the kid. All what is positive to put around the kid. That's my goal, you know.
My biggest fear is like, you know, things like bullying, that sort of thing. Like things that kids go through that you won't, as a parent, you can't physically be there in class to protect them.
We have solution. We were speaking about that. So our kid, no matter we're gonna have a girl, our kid will go on classes of martial art. So because of that, yes, you also agreed with that.
But that's not gonna solve all the problems. She needs to learn how to use her mouth too.
Yeah, but she's gonna use. First of all, she's gonna teach from us because you see, we are vocals, we can speak, understand? First of all, especially you know how to defend yourself, so you prove that a lot of time you show that you know how to sometimes jump to the other people's defense. Remember when we was in Bosnia, when you saw that situation, you jumped first.
Because he was trying to, it looked like this guy was trying to kidnap her. Like he was trying to force some woman in the car. And her two kids are there screaming and crying. And I'm just looking around. I'm like, is no one going to help this poor girl? Yes. So I just started running. Because, you know, we hear of all these stories in Canada about girls getting kidnapped and stuff. And obviously, like, they probably knew each other because it looked like maybe he was kind of a young guy. He could have been as like 29 maybe or something. Yes. And the girl had 2 kids. They were crying, and the kids are standing on the sidewalk. The guy is parked in some random area in the street, and he's trying to force the girl into his car. And I just started running because I'm just like, he's trying to shove her into the car. She's trying to get out of the car. So I started running. I said, hey, stop. And then I realized they're looking at me because I'm speaking English. So it startled him. And I got in between them, and I wasn't even thinking. I was just standing there with my arms up, trying to block him from taking her.
Yo, I never saw.
And then your friend came behind.
Yes, and but yes, okay, he came, but we was shocked how you jumped first, understand me. First of all, I was so surprised.
Because it looked like she was being kidnapped,
yeah,
that's
because
why.
Of that, I'm not worried about our kid because she's gonna have your genes. Understand me? And my
you don't know that for sure.
Yes, I know. Understand me? So I'm sure she is gonna know how to defend herself. I am sure 1,000,000%. And beside of that, we're gonna put her on classes of martial arts. We're gonna pick what she is gonna like the most. We put her on a trial training. Understand me? That she sees what she like the most, and she will just continue to go on these classes. But that is something that's gonna put discipline inside of her, and she's gonna know how to take care of herself. You know, in the situation when she is not surrounded by her parents.
Tell the viewers now what makes you so excited about having a girl baby. He said he didn't care what the gender was gonna be, but he's more excited about having a girl baby. Tell them why.
Pavel, I'm so excited. You understand me? Because I have a friend who have 2 daughters. And then he explained me why daughters are good for the family. Because he said daughters are very attached to the parents. They are better listening to the parents than the boys. And they, how you say, show more love than the boys. I'm not saying I wouldn't be against that you have a boy, understand me. But I'm so happy because I'm going to have the small princess, understand me, in our community. I would like to have 10 kids, understand me. When I'm saying I would like to have 10 kids and that's it. I know that's not possible.
Okay, and that concludes 20, maybe 50 questions. Some of it I'll cut out, but that concludes the 50 question sessions.
Yes, that's right.
Bye.
Bye.